There's never enough time. Never enough time. And in the house with the 5 kids and a hobby that you want to undertake, whether it's like playing games or just chatting, you gotta do it whenever you can. I told my dad, and my mom for that matter, and my sister, basically I tell anyone that listens that the only way you're gonna get to hang out with me is if I'm doing chores. That's because there's always chores to do. There's this man that I help out. He's like 70 years old. Actually, he's 30 years older than me, so he's 76. And his birthday is in the same month as mine, and I've been his buddy for like maybe 20 years. And it's thanks to him that I understand some of the dynamics between young people and old people. Like, he's the same guy that fell for one of those scams, you know. He told me, hey, I want to get a new computer. Can you help me get a new computer? I said, just go down to Costco and get a new computer. I hope I've not told this story before, but I went down to Costco with him to help pick out the computer. And I got, the standard computer that would allow him to do all of his gaming. And I said, hey man, let's just do all these updates. I'll set it up for you. And if you want to buy it, whenever you want to buy it, let me know. And he said, I'm going to buy it today. You got time today? And I did. I happened to have about 4 total hours. So I went and I helped him get the computer set up, except for one patch. I missed one patch. And because I missed the one patch, they were able to infiltrate his machine by using remote desktop support. And they convinced him that they were there to help him. And if he weren't so removed from technology, like completely removed from online banking, doesn't even have but maybe one card, like a debit card, credit card, he only has one. Hey, having that one card prevented him from being able to get scammed because they had him on the phone. It was crazy. Oh, I'm just talking about my buddy, Old Man Keith, I call him, and his experience with being scammed. I even had the time to reach out to the FBI, and I was talking to the FBI, had them on the phone while he was actively being scammed. It took me a week to get over to his house, but in that week, he didn't. I mean, they told him to go buy Steam cards from Costco, and he went to Costco, and they didn't have Steam cards. I mean, he was like an inch away from doing everything, all because of the Windows exploit for remote desktop support. Anyway, I finally got over there, and the guy was still scamming him. And I said, hey man, let me call the FBI while he's talking to you. And I called the FBI, because previously I had called the local police department and asked them for advice. And the local police department, they're like, man, we don't know anything about that. We don't know how to help that. Well, the FBI, they were pretty straightforward. They said, if it doesn't cost more than $50,000, if they're not taking from him a large amount of money, we're not going to intervene. And that's crazy. That was my second experience with the FBI in 2 different states. And both times, the FBI wasn't equipped to handle the investigation that we were dealing with because they want bigger scale. They want bigger criminals. They want bigger crime. But anyway, I was helping him out this week on a totally different matter. So he's getting to where he can't even take his trash out. It's kind of tough for him to take out trash. He's 76, right? And in my town, it costs, for me to have 4 trash cans, it costs $130 a month. For him to go to the dump, which is what he does, it costs him $145. I think maybe $155, but he's got a senior discount. And in all of that time, he's just been driving to the dump, taking the trash. And I said, hey man, why don't you just bring it over to my house? I called them and I said, if he brings it to my house and puts it in my containers, is that illegal or in violation of any of our contracts? They said, no, we don't care. Baby Lincoln says hi, y'all. Yeah. If my family and friends don't come and hang out with me when I'm working or chat with me when I'm working, then I don't get a chance to chat. Yeah. Sometimes cleaning is cathartic. You know, lets you work out those inner thoughts. But sometimes you're the only one in the house who's cleaning, or even a clean person. I mean, I've got 5 kids. You think any of them want to do the dishes? As a matter of fact, the teenage girl, she did so bad at doing the dishes. Mom said she's not allowed to do the dishes anymore. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Who does that leave? She said, I'll help you do the dishes when I'm home. Well, my wife, man, she's a director over at the hospital, so that means she's never home. Sometimes she gets called in the middle of the night because she's over the house supervisors and stuff. So that means that if the nurses need some emergency fill-in, she's the last line of defense. And now we had to take the autistic boy, we had to bring him home because the special ed support at the school was failing us. And we haven't even hit the Department of Education cuts yet. That's coming around right now. But my state of Alaska, they have the kind of governor that vetoes education spending. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do take my family to dinner when we can, but this week we don't have the timeline for it. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's okay to buy paper plates. You know what I'm saying? If I've got paper goods, then I can take those to recycling if they're not filthy. But reality is I just toss them. And we just had a birthday party. And at that birthday party, all of the leftover supplies are still sitting back there waiting for everybody to use for mealtime. But man, I used to have a dishwasher. The kids were allowed to do the dishes when there was a dishwasher. It actually attached to this right here. We actually had to take this and downgrade it in order to get the dishwasher. My wife was like, oh, I gotta have a dishwasher. Dishwasher cost $800, but it lasted about 4 years before it failed. And after it failed, Dad became a dishwasher again. Yeah. Once upon a time, I was a full-time employee, and my wife was a full-time employee at the same time. And we had only 3 kids, and we had licensed daycare through the school system, and we had a licensed daycare for the baby at the time, and we were both allowed to work. But when my wife got off of work, I was still the only one doing chores. She had those 12-hour shifts, you know. If you got a 12-hour shift, I guess I don't mind picking up a little bit of extra. But I told her, I said, on your days off, you have to do the work. And she did that a little bit, tried to cook and stuff. But sometimes things didn't quite work out. And she'd tell me, oh, hey, I didn't cook anything, so when you come home, you're going to have to do it. I guess in her previous relationships, she never cooked. Because she never had to cook. She never learned the skills to cook until after she was with me. It's okay to share skills. I learned a lot about medicine from her. I mean, you know, one of the things that I find particularly odd is that every now and then I'll get comments on my videos, especially my shorts, where someone's like, yeah, you know, you're not following the gender roles. You're supposed to be the man of the house and do all this other stuff. And not take care of babies and not do the dishes. That's woman's work. I'm like, brother, you think I don't do all of that other stuff too? Just because my wife makes good money doesn't mean that I don't feel like I'm still doing my responsibility as far as traditional roles go. But if she's at work 12-hour days, you think that she's got the time to do these so-called traditional roles? Hell no. Hecky no. We actually had a discussion about who was going to be the stay-at-home person. I had my IT computer career, which I'm a pretty smart guy. I'm able to do a lot of complicated things. Oh, hi, buddy. Yeah, am I talking too much? I know. I do jibber jabber a lot. What happened? Did your show stop working? Are you tired of shows? All right, let me rinse off your tray here. Yeah, well, at least you're calling me dad today. Oh, there's the mom. Dad, 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 dad. Oh, yeah. Dad, 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 dad. Oh, my gosh. This is a new skill. So we don't have any of those things that hold babies out of the cupboards. And when I was young man, this is my 5th kid, right? I said to myself, oh, why do we need those? We just got to keep an eye on the kids. Then he's pulling out all these things. Here, let me show you. Little man has made a nest in there. He's decided, oh, daddy is just busy. He's only broken a single bowl, after, 4 months of getting in there and doing this. He's only broken a single bowl. And only about 2 weeks ago did mom let him crawl in here. But now that she let him crawl in here, it's a done deal. He says, this is my little nest. Check out his little nose. He's got this little Rudolph wound. Hey, buddy. That's where he was climbing. Hi, buddy. He was climbing on my back. Then he fell off my back and gave himself a rug burn. You going to let me get you out of there?
Go in there.
I bet you do. I think you're a little big to be able to fit in there. Go. Your backpack is in your room, so put all your swim gear in. Yeah, it is. Go look again. Yeah. You gonna do it? I'm gonna let you try, buddy. You gotta get your foot around the edge. Yeah. Are you hitting it on the sink? Yeah. Well, how about you come out this other door? There's a whole other door. No? It's got to be this door? Oh, man. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. All right, here. Let me help. Let's just get this foot. If this foot's on this side, you can come out. I'm right here for you. You want me to help you? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought it would take. Just a little confidence.
Yeah, get me on there.
Get you on there.
Yeah, get me on this.
Oh, all right. There you go. Say hi, world.
I'm joining you, Lincoln.
No, you can't be in there.
You know
Hey,
what?
now, I got about 10 minutes to do my
You're
chores.
right, I have to buckle my backpack first.
No, you can't. You won't fit in there.
I bet you I will if you get all the stuff out.
I'm not taking any stuff out. Only what he's taken out already is allowed to come out. Here, sit there for a minute.
Oh.
Okay, don't be showing off. Come on.
I want
Alright.
to show up for the world.
Yeah, doesn't everybody? One high five. All right. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining. It's already time to go on to our next errand. The only time I get to hang out is when I got these dishes to do. Hope to see you next time.